Perspective on Florida Gateway College Television is sponsored by Nutrien. Nutrien, feeding the future.
Hello everyone and welcome to Perspective. This is a public affairs presentation of Florida Gateway College. My name is Mike McKee, and as you see, the sweater is on. It's cold outside, and that means Christmas is on the way. And to talk about a play that is going on here at Florida Gateway College, we have Todd Siff. He is the theater director here at Florida Gateway College. We have two actors, Dan Hartley and Hannah Herndon. They are part of the production A Christmas Carol, which is a great Christmas play to do. We'll talk to them about A Christmas Carol when we come back. Don't go away.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me.
That was perfect.
But I heard every word.
Welcome back to Perspective here on FGC TV. We'd also like to welcome the listeners to the program on WQHL and WCJX Radio. We appreciate them tuning in today. Todd Siff is the theater director here at Florida Gateway College, and you've taken on two plays this year.
We have this semester.
You're getting double
the fun.
double duty out of Todd. We're going to do the Christmas Carol. So you did one earlier that was same not genre, but it was Edgar Allan Poe, same time of the country's history.
For sure.
And now we have A Christmas Carol. Yeah. Why A Christmas Carol? You want to keep the theme of?
Yeah, well, I think A Christmas Carol is a great piece of literature written by Charles Dickens that is not as prevalent in our society in terms of being read as it once was. And I think it's a story that everybody should know and everybody should see as many times as possible. Really, it's a story of reclamation. It's a story of becoming a better human being. And through Scrooge, we can kind of walk that journey of what does it mean to be a good human being in the world? What does it mean to care for others, especially at a time like Christmas that is really about that. So it's a great story for us to learn about and to be a part of at this festive time.
And just so you didn't get freaked out when you saw the set here, Dan Hartley is Scrooge. And Dan, you are dressed to the nines here with Ebenezer Scrooge. Let's talk about you and why'd you try out for the role? I mean, it's a lot of lines.
It is a lot of lines, Mike. You're right. I tried out for the role simply because it's something I've always enjoyed doing, but for the last 25 years I've spent as a nurse and working weekends, so I wasn't able to do it. So now that I have a job where I have weekends off, I saw the opportunity and decided to jump in. I honestly didn't think they would cast me for Scrooge.
So Dan, let me just say, the bug bit you early. I mean, it's a bug. It's a kind of you get in your blood a little bit that you want to do performance like this.
Yes.
Talk about what happened with you. 1987?
1988, I was a student here at, back then it was Lake City Community College, and there was a tryout actually for Bye Bye Birdie, and I love to imitate Elvis, and a friend of mine goaded me into getting up there and imitating Elvis, and so I did out of a dare. And this young man that was in front of me that auditioned, he played the guitar, he had the long hair. I thought he was a better choice than I was, and I got up there half-heartedly and did it, and was cast for the Bye Bye Birdie part. And so that began, I guess, my first theater experience. But yeah, I got the bug back then, and I've always had it. I just didn't have the opportunity, but now I do, and this is also an opportunity.
Well, and again, you that's 30 years ago. You realize that 1988 was 30 years ago. Yeah, I know. That's the year I started working here, so that tells you a little bit about how long I've been here. But you you decided to come back to school because you got a degree in nursing.
That's
and
correct.
You did. I think you did some paramedic work as well.
I did some. I never did paramedic work. I was never that smart, but I did go to nursing school. Spent almost 25 years nursing, traveling, doing all kinds of nursing. But I'm in a job now that I want to complete my bachelor's degree, and to do that, I had to come back to Lake City and finish up a few classes to get my AA, and then hopefully I'll transfer to the University of Florida. But yes, I am returning at almost 53 years old. 53 December 22nd, actually.
And so, a 53-year-old guy who's working a full-time job, and now you take on the role of Ebenezer Scrooge,
Right.
which ain't a lot of lines, right?
Well, there's a lot of lines, Mike. Learning the lines has been a learning curve for me. I have a lot of support from the cast and the crew that's on the play, but mostly I just do it over and over and over in my head, and sometimes up on stage I'll kind of whisper to one of my fellow actors, "What's my line?" and they'll tell me, or I'll make something up. But it's tough. I'll tell you, remembering all these lines is pretty tough.
Now, Katie, you're one of the actors in the show as well. You got a different story. You've been doing this since you were what, 12, 13?
I started when I was 14, actually. I really have enjoyed. I wanted to do theater when I was younger, when they had like a children's theater program over here, but I wasn't able to do it because of the expense of it and everything. But then I started dual enrollment here at 14, and
Oh,
they
geez.
had
Wait a minute. You just said you did dual enrollment at 14.
Yes.
That is something else. You're a
Yes,
smart
sir.
girl.
Thank you. I hope I am, at least.
She is.
So I took a musical theater course here. It was taught by Miss Jackie, and I thought it was going to be about auditions and how to act and like what to do to become a better actor. And actually it wasn't that. We were doing Into the Woods, and she was like, if you want to do this, you can help back out in the backstage, or you could, play this role here. And it was at the very end of the show, Snow White and Sleeping Beauty come out. And so I was like, I don't really want to help out backstage, so I'll do that. And that's kind of how I started with theater.
And you've been doing plays ever
Yes, sir,
since.
I have.
And so you're what?
I'm 17.
17 now? So you've been doing it for 3 years.
Yes, sir. And
You're an old hat at it, aren't you? Todd, there's something about theater. You think of A Christmas Carol, you see a movie of The Christmas Carol, and you see the cartoon of A Christmas Carol, and this theater is different. Talk about that one thing that you get when you're in a live performance.
Well, theater
Besides butterflies.
For sure. But theater is an art form that is different than all other art forms in that it's a live experience. Much like a music concert, if you were to go see a favorite band perform of yours, as opposed to just listening to the album, you're actually experiencing it in the flesh and blood. And I think that's what separates theater from all other art forms, is that you are live in the moment, and actors are in front of you actually saying these words. And in our version of A Christmas Carol, it's almost like we're going with the theme of you're invited to our Christmas party. And there's a little bit, Hannah actually plays one of the narrators who is part of this Christmas celebration. And so you get welcomed in, and we sing some Christmas carols together and things like this. And we tell the story of A Christmas Carol alongside you, the audience. And so we invite the audience in as a member of the ensemble of actors in a way. And I think that's something you don't really get to experience other ways.
So how many members of the cast? I know that for the Wizard of Oz, you told me you had 17 children.
We had 60 for Wizard of Oz, which was nuts.
And so, but it's not a large.
We have 30 for A Christmas Carol.
That's still a large cast. Now, how is that, Dan, working with a lot of younger people, that may, you look at it, my wife went back to school late in life, and she says the young ones had minds of sponges. They could bring everything in. And did you have to do anything different to learn your lines, or are you still learning them?
I'm still learning them. I think I'm probably about 85% there, pretty close. I think. Wouldn't you say, Todd?
I would say so.
There's an infectious energy around young people, and I notice on the stage there's just so much energy. You kind of want to be part of that, and there's a part in the play where I get to do that as Scrooge and sort of enter into that world of energy that they have. But it's I definitely feel the age and the gap, but I do feel like I'm part of the team there.
Now, Hannah, had you heard the story before?
I have.
So, but there are other kids that may not have heard the story, and they're being now exposed to Dickens as a literature work from way back when.
Yes, definitely. It's the same thing with like Edgar Allan Poe. Personally, I had never read any of the stories before. I read.
He was kind of dark.
Yes,
if you're
he was.
not
My
real
parents-
dark, it's not your bag, right?
No, my parents didn't really want me to read like a lot of dark stuff. I guess now I do, of course, but it's the same thing with Christmas Carol and Edgar Allan Poe. A lot of kids now, like everything is on their phone. Sadly, they are so disconnected with like reading, and they don't connect with other people. And I think this is a great chance to like show them, like, you know, this is what Charles Dickens, instead of reading like a thick book, you can actually see it, what the story actually is and what Dickens is trying to actually say in the story.
Todd, do you hope to expose your audience, maybe your younger audience who may not have gone to the theater, and like, you know, everything is in a device.
Yeah.
You know, there are no devices. In fact, it would be nice if you said, just leave your devices at home and just come in and, but this is a way to experience history, literature,
Absolutely.
and have a great time at the same, all at the same time.
Absolutely. And we actually have 500 school children coming for a performance from local elementary schools and middle schools and high schools coming on Friday, December 6th at 10:30. We have 6 different schools represented that are coming. So we're actually able to work with the schools themselves and bring children in to see these performances. We did the same thing for Edgar Allan Poe, which is a really great thing. Many of them may never have an opportunity to see live theater, so we're trying to give them that opportunity. I read a study recently that said if you don't expose a child to the theater before the age of 8, they're more likely to never go to the theater than to go to the theater for the rest of their life.
Well, and when you look at theater, you guys do a great job. When you go to Broadway, that's a whole different level of theater, and I think, Hannah, you said you went to New York. Did you see anything when you were up there?
No, sadly, I did not. I was at a theater camp, though. So.
Wow, you've even doing theater camp, and of course we do theater camp here during the summer as well. What's been the challenge for you? Has it been
For Christmas Carol?
Yeah. Have you had to adapt it quite a bit?
We have. I think that's probably been the biggest challenge, is finding the right script. We went through a couple scripts because we actually have only had about 4.5 weeks to work on this show since Edgar Allan Poe. So originally we had a very large script that kind of was almost an hour and 45 minutes, 2 hours long. And so we've reduced it now to about an hour and 15 minutes. And so we've been able to adapt the script to a modern audience, which has been really great too. So it's exciting for everybody, and it's a great holiday celebration for the whole community.
Okay. So I wanted to announce this today, or whenever this airs. This theater is just about complete in that we have all new lighting, all new theater lighting. We have a brand new projector that does a great job of projecting images against a backdrop.
High definition, for sure.
High definition, yeah, and from the throw that it has to make. So it's going to be first class stuff. And then we've just installed new sound system in the theater. And this will be the first time that we use this with all, because you guys have microphones that are kind of wearable around your, which makes a big difference.
Huge.
You know, Scrooge is not having to project out there like, so I mean, this is going to be the first show where all of it comes together.
For sure. It's very exciting.
So I'll tell you what we're going to do. They have promised to do a song from the show, and they're going to, Scrooge, you're not going to sing, are you?
Oh, yeah.
Are you going to sing too?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, so Hannah and Dan will sing. We'll have Todd with his guitar. When we come back, don't go away. You're watching Perspective on Florida Gateway College Television and WCJX WQHL Radio.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover their unique mix of all kinds of traits.
Where'd Wiley go?
Where's Wiley? Ah, there she is. Pa?
Do you remember being an ancient wolf? Do you ever feel the call of the wild?
You're a renegade cop, and I'm a con woman with nothing to prove. But together, we could really solve this murder. They're a little bit of a lot of things. But all of them are pure love.
Welcome back to Perspective on Florida Gateway College Television. The fun part of my job here at the college is to talk to young people, talk to older people, talk about the theater, because it's fun to promote. You know, they do something like this, similar to this at the high school with a theater group there. This is another level in that the theater is 500-seat theater. There's not a bad seat in this house. I mean, you know, people think. I think being on the front row is not a good thing in this house, because sometimes you're looking up like this. But this is going to be a great performance, and we've got some really talented people. An opportunity to see some talent in Lake City that you don't get a chance to see.
A lot of great talent.
Now,
sure.
What kind of music are we gonna hear? All kinds of Christmas carols during the show?
We are. We've got, as part of our little Christmas party that's set up in telling the story, we have Christmas carols that are a part of it. So we sing 5 or 6 different Christmas carols, and we invite the audience to sing with us too.
Even if they can't sing?
Even if they can't sing,
well,
everybody
you know, Christmas
can sing.
carols are things that you can fake it. You can really, if you don't sing, it's like being in the church choir.
Absolutely.
Somebody will make you sound good. So what are we going to hear?
We're going to hear Silent Night.
Okay. So here's the cast and the director of A Christmas Carol and Silent Night.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round young virgin mother and child, holy infant so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round young virgin mother and child, holy infant so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace.
All right. That's great job. And again, this is going to be a feel-good opportunity to, again, and you talk about redemption. and for those who don't know the story, I can't believe anybody doesn't know the story. Mr. Scrooge was a Scrooge. In fact, to this day, people are called Scrooges because of this play
character,
and
for sure.
because of this story. And at some point during the play, he says, "All right, this is not working." And so it's there's a lesson in this, and the play is going to be great. I know that you've got posters. One of your people designed this poster.
Jason Kreitz, a student here at FGC, designed this poster.
Yep. So, you know, and again, any of the productions that they do here, people can be a part of.
Absolutely, it's open to the entire community.
So, yeah, and what you do is you've got talent to do this, you can do this. If you got talent to wear fancy costumes and sing, and you know, Hannah, your music is beautiful, your voice is beautiful,
Thank you
and
so much.
I think that again, it's a chance to showcase your talents. You do set design, you do all kinds of things. Let's show people how they can learn more about getting tickets to see A Christmas Carol December 5th through the 8th here at Florida Gateway College. The shows on the 5th and 6th and 7th are at 7 o'clock, but there's a matinee on Saturday and Sunday, the 8th. So if you want to come after church, you can do that on Sunday. And December 7th, you'll still be home in time to see whatever football is on if you come to that show. And if you're not interested in football at all, the 7 o'clock show is for you. But you go online, fgc.thunderticks.com. This is a great price, $10 for adults, $7 for students. Seniors, faculty and staff are $7 and kids are $5. So
It'll be a great time for everybody.
that's right.
Yeah.
Thank you all for being on the program. Hope that you will go see this play at Florida Gateway College December 5th through the 8th. Until next time, I'm Mike McKee. So long.